Okay. Hello, YouTube. This is Chong, and I'm still working on my brother's pot holder. And I was doing what I usually do, nose around YouTube. I like to nose around YouTube and learn different things. I guess it's what we do. So, anyways, I figured today I'm gonna finish my brother's pot holder, but I'm gonna have to braid some yarn strands. So I figured every episode I'm gonna braid 3 strands, and then I'm gonna needle them in to try to get this pot holder of his done because he needs it in 2 weeks. So I'm trying to make a 2 week deadline, and I don't know, ease my mind a little. When I look at these ancient things and do things like that, it gets my mind off things, and it's fun. It keeps your mind intellectual and fun. Anyways, alright. I got this infamous box because I just can't find anything that works for me sometimes with these streams. Some of these things just, they want to work, sometimes they don't want to work. I guess it is what it is. Alright. Alright, I got this gigantic yarn thing here. Alright. I think I established on my last stream I could do this. Like, come up this way, I could do that. I got this big yarn stream here. I mean, my camera must somehow go this way. I don't understand how I got all this. I got more light than halfway in the box. My camera's very odd. But I guess while I'm getting my pieces of string together, we'll talk about Sardinia. Now, Sardinia was, as it was an ancient civilization. You know, it's very mysterious because they know nothing about the Sardinia. And apparently, everybody in the Sardinia was really, really tall with red hair. And they were giants, apparently, too. And the scientists, well, archaeologists, I mean, they're pretty much scientists. They're the scientists of the ancient world. But they were saying that there was this lady. They had a she was a Native American, and I guess they used to attack them and they used to eat them. And there was a big race of people that were like, they were saying 8, 9 feet tall. They were pretty tall. And they, I guess, made the Native Americans mad because they were just eating their family. I mean, I guess, and this was in 1911 or something? Something like that. But look it up. Look up Sardinia or Sardinia. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But it's an unknown mystery. It's out there, and we really don't know much about it, and they were saying that these skeletons look like some of them were hidden. They can't even find some of the skeletons. And apparently there was a great battle, and they kind of put them all in this, they backed them up in this cave. You know, I guess, and somehow, you know, they used all their techniques and everything. They got him in this cave barricaded. And the Native Americans, that tribe, put something on the door or something like that they were singing to block it off, and they put him on fire. And they found the skulls, but the bones were never found. So who knows what happened to these bones? But I guess this Native American lady, she wrote a book, and everything, well, all the evidence they find is accurate in the story of Sardinia. So Sardinian, I don't know. I'm gonna do these thicker strings. So what I'm gonna do is, this is gonna be one string. So I usually use 6. So if I'm doing these doubles, it's gonna be 1, and I take them and I string them around too. You string them around this way, and you have literally like you got 4 strings. And I make sure they're like kind of one size. Okay, here's this one. And I'm gonna need one more for this because I want to make these braids thicker, because I feel that this might get done a little quicker if I have a little thicker string while I'm doing this. Because I really don't want to sit there and be making a pot holder for 3 weeks. So I'm going to measure this out with the rest of them and show you how you do that. Because you can make your braids as thick as you want or as thin as you want. Okay. And let me break this open. Oh, here we go. Okay. I just took these over, measured it out, and I just leave them lapped together like that. And I got 4 strings here, 4 strings here, and 4 strings here. And then I take these and I pull this here. I pull them together evenly, because I got to pull them together evenly to get a nice braid. When you get to this part, you can put your finger in here, and I do a Girl Scout braid. And I pull it like that. And you take this and you could grab this end like that. And just pull it this way. And you got a beautiful Girl Scout braid. And it's so easy because you're just pulling and tugging in this little stuff like that. Alright. And then I'm pulling your. Okay, hang on, let me pull this camera this way. There we go. I take this and I can pull up on this. I'll show you right here. I just take this here and you can put it on your one of these kids match. You can see how this here. I just no kids put on it. It's just my yarn. I don't know if I had an occasion where I needed that. The kids, but I would just buy new ones because then they would spill stuff on this. And then I pull it and tuck it under this way, like that. I find this a better technique. Okay. That's probably why I made a new box. But anyways. Alright, I'm going to take these here. And I already know what's for. 4 strings, just like you're braiding hair. 4 this way, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. You know. And then I'm trying to get some thicker braids. So when I sew this into that pot holder, they're thicker. I'm just getting more better ideas as this is going along because this is taking me forever. So I'm going to start just these kind of braids and see if my pot holder looks a little better. So maybe the next yarn thing I make will be better. So this is coming out pretty thick and nice. I'm kind of happy with this. He's literally getting the prototype. I do these kind of things. I make prototypes and learn what's the best way, because when you're playing with yarn, there's always some kind of a better way of doing it, and you learn as you go along. So pretty much the more string that you braid at once, it gets thicker. So, and I'm making these kind of loose because I feel that it would be easier to sew with if they were a little looser. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And just braid these down nice, and it really looks thick. These might be like for different crafts that I do. I might have to just make some thicker, and if I want to, because I do want to start a blanket. That is going to be exciting. And I'm trying to get a really thick blanket. And I'm hoping to get some good ideas for it. And I kind of want to shape up this pot holder thing a lot better. And I feel like if I do it a certain way and shape it up different, I can even make it better because I feel it still is kind of ugly. If that makes any sense. But I'm going to just keep braiding this down. I'm going to do 3 of these. And then try to fix this up. Because if I can get a better method of doing this, I can make more at one time. You got to be conscientious when you're doing yarn work, because if you do, sometimes it's better to try to make a quicker way, especially if you want to do like a quick craft, or if you want to quickly sew together some of your ropes for different projects. Some of your ropes may have to be thicker, and some may have to be thinner. I mean, that's really the key to this kind of craft. And it's nicer because you don't have to sit there and remember how you're actually braiding this and that, and then I can't leave because the kids are yelling or the dog's terrorizing somebody or the cats or whatever. You could put down this because you're sewing this in afterwards. All of your rows are done for you. And I'm trying to, maybe when I start the blanket, I'm going to even make it thicker. I'm going to put that there. So I'm going to braid in bigger ropes so I can get this done quicker. This is the whole rope. Because I'm going to do 3, like I said, and then do that. Alright, and I'm just starting this. I'm measuring this out, and I just bring it around. I just do 2 strings at a time. I just find this a whole lot easier of my lifetime to do this. And I already decided I'm using 12. I'm going to do a 12 string method. So we're gonna go, here's 2. And measure this out. So go out this way. And do one more swirl this way. Alright, now I got my first one. I think this might have been the best idea of coming out with for a minute. Alright. Put this here because that's my first one, and I gotta do 3 more of them. And if you separate them in piles, it does make your life easier. It makes it so much easier. So I'm going to do here, measure this out, and measure it out with the other. That's what I do. And then, you know, if you have a little bit here, just have a garbage bag, a little garbage bag there to pick it up. You don't have to mess up your house. All right. Alright. I'm gonna bring this around like this. Get up there like that. What I'm trying not to do would be like SpongeBob 100 years later. This is what sometimes happens with these things. I'll just bake it real quick. Okay. Now, here you go. You just went out, Chong. I've got to get these rows done, okay? Alright, I think I got for my second string here. Now for my third. And then we're just finishing out one braid and working on another. It is kind of tedious. This is kind of a project you would do just to kind of keep busy, keep your mind off things. I would think I do these things like if I just want to keep my mind off things. Your problems can go away with yarn. They really can. Yarn is a wonderful thing. It keeps your mind busy. And you're making something useful. And like I said, just get one of these kid boards. These kid boards are wonderful for all your yarn pieces. Four pieces there. Well, actually, 2, 4, 4, 6. It's actually 18. Okay, there's 18. You just, like, when you wrap this around, there's 2. So 2, 4, 6. And 8, 10, 12. So, 6 times 3 is 18. Keeping track of your strings with math and keeping it separated is sometimes useful with this kind of craft. Math comes in. It can be very mathematical. It sounds stupid, but it really can. Yeah, these are very beautiful strings. I think I outdid myself on this one. Alright. And then, like I said, I'm going to take all 3 of these and I grab them. You grab them here by the handles like this. And then grab it like that. Because you don't have it separate like that. And then, like I said, this is the method I find better with this. Is you take it like this. Alright, you take it like that, between your fingers like that. Like that. And you can twist your fingers in with this, and then you're grabbing that. And you can pull all these through if you want. Okay, no, that just didn't work. Anyways, we're doing this. Alright, just take that over here, put your finger under like this, and you gotta grab all of this yarn like that. And then you pull it under. Pull it under. Just there you go. Then you take this beautiful pom thing and then you put it in here. And I stick it right in here. And it should be flush with your mat like that. It's perfect for starting your braiding. I know I had 6. I think I used 4, so this one was thicker. But I'm just gonna get different. I'm just gonna play around with this. I mean, as long as it's symmetrical, you don't have to worry about it. And if you know you want to use 6 strings for one, use 6 strings for one. You want to use 10, use 10. Start with the smaller strings braiding at first. And then if you want to do thicker ones, you just add strings. So you're pretty much just counting strings. Just like that. Alright, and then you pull over just like you're braiding. And these come out pretty thick. Come out like that. And I got 2 done. I'm getting there. But before you know it, you did something and you finished up something. I get a really good feeling when I think I can finish something up for the day. And make a lovely project. You feel like if you want to keep busy and just relax your mind, this is really the perfect thing to do braiding yarn. Sometimes in life, that's all you're down to, braiding yarn. And you can make beautiful things with yarn. You could probably make yarn curtains. I mean, if you took this long enough, you probably can make a curtain out of it. I might actually I might actually make yarn curtains. I don't know. Maybe that could be another project for another video. I just gotta, I just keep pulling under like this. I'm making thick ones because I kind of want to shape this up and make this actually nice. And yarn has a life of its own. It really does. And like I said, it's so cheap, and it's so vice versa. It's just, I love working with it. I like it. I love yarn embroidery better than I do the other. This could be way more fun than the other. So, I'm pulling this under, that over, this under. I just keep bringing down these braids. And they're coming out pretty thick when I use 6. I mean, this is kind of gonna have a life of its own because I do want it like that to be a centerpiece, and I want these thicker pieces to go around it, honestly. And I want to wrap it around and make it more square. It's turning crazy. So I'm trying to do these thicker pieces around it to try to, I don't know, make it, I want to start making it more like a box. And I'm just going to have to do thicker braids for that. And just bring it down like this. And I'm trying to do these longer pieces because I think I can wrap it around nice and start giving it a better life than what it is. And these thicker pieces, I want to accent around that part because I think it would be nicer. And then this way it could be like a cradling tapestry. I mean, you could go anywhere you want with yarn. That's what's the beauty of it. And then I'm going to cut this off here. And this braiding method, I don't know, maybe for like these bigger projects, for the curtains, I'm probably going to have to make thick braids for that. Because how many people have yarn curtains? It would be so awesome to be the only one in town with yarn curtains. Curtains sometimes can get expensive where I want to get that brand and that brand. I can make my own. I'm very excited about this. Okay, I'm going to do one more of these. So if I figure I do this in threes, then sew it. I mean, I got over an hour then. And we finished a little bit more of this project up. But yeah, those look really nice. And they're loose. Sometimes you don't want them too tight, especially if you want to loosen it up or move it around. That's the thing. I like to move my stuff around and be able to, get it looser and tighter. And I guess if you're braiding your hair, you want a tight braid, but when you're doing, I want to call this yarn embroidery. When you're doing yarn embroidery, you kind of want to keep it a little loose because we might as well say this is embroidery. It's just with yarn. And it's for people that might not have a car or just have access to getting a lot of cloth. Because not everybody does, and it's not an expensive craft if you're creative about it. And I could be creative about things. I really can, and I enjoy it because I got a zest for yarn. And I am going to work on those yarn curtains. I'm probably going to order at a different kind of yarn for it because I think they would be lovely. I don't know how long and how many episodes it's going to take me for a yarn curtain. But as every good creator says, it's good content. So I'm just trying to measure this out here. I gotta make sure the string is around the same measurements. It's all in measurements. Yarn is very big on measurements, especially if you're trying to create something. Sometimes you gotta make sure the measurements are good. Alright, those three there. 6 there. Alright. One, so I almost got 3. Please. Okay. And then I'm going to use this here to measure out these for the second one because I'm going to do 18 again because I really kind of want to have a hand in making this a little bit thicker and nicer. Because I think I can do it. Just keep doing this, just keep measuring out this. And when you have all this pre-made, it's kind of fun because you could shape it, bring it however which way you want, fix it up. Doesn't matter. You're just sewing in your rows. So you're capable of making curtains, blankets, anything. I just figured, it would really be nice to have possibly some yarn curtains. So if I can get this pot holder done, why not? And then that's money I saved. And I could pick my color, and it's made by me. And I guess it kind of could be the same thing like a blanket. If you're sewing it in and everything, you really don't got to worry about a whole lot. You can control, like I said, how it's made and everything. Chong, you better be behaving out there. All right. I'm just measuring out this yarn now. I need more leeway this way. Oh my god, these little strings are going everywhere. Alright. On my yarn board. Alright, I'm done with this here, measuring out the little pieces of yarn. Now I'm gonna start hooking these on my thumb. Because when you deal with a lot of pieces of yarn, you want to hook them on your thumb. You just go like that. And then I'm going to go like this. Keep your thumb right here. Like that, so you can hold this. You got to do a knot. You got to make sure all this gets in there nice. Well, there's a method to this madness. And you stick your finger out of here. Try to grab onto these, and the more you have them together like this, the more you can just grab. And then just push this up like this. And then you want it to kind of look like that. Especially when you have a lot of strings, you want to do that. And then put it right here. Alright. There you go. And I have 18 strings on these ones here. So I'm going to measure out 6 for one side because we're braiding all this in together. 4, 5, 6. And then do another one. 1. Chong? Chong! Do I really got to stop? What is it? It better be a toy. Alright, here's 4 and 6. 2, 4, and 6. There we go. And you're going to take this, braid it over this way, and then braid that over this way. And then you just come on over this way. There we go. This is so beautiful. And just take it down, and it's just so nice and thick. And it's just going to make all this way better. And I'll be able to fix this top over a lot better. And I want it to be able to go through, like, make that a end piece, so it's almost like a tablecloth a little bit. Like a small, like a, because I know he has a table, so I kind of wanted that, like a small piece, and then where he could put stuff around it too. I'm going to pull this out. I'm just doing this and wrapping it this way. This is just going to be so pretty. He's got him in that. He just thinks he's getting a regular pot holder. Oh, good, it was one of his toys, thank God. He has attacked my socks before. My socks have had better days. I did have to thin through the hard of my clothes, but I wanted to choose, not the ones he decided not to chew. But we're past that. I had about 100 pairs of socks, and I did have to get rid of some. But some of them I did like that died in the line of duty. Excuse me. Go, Chong. Goodbye. Goodbye. See, now you made my camera fall. Go back. Alright. Then you pull this out like this. These are very nice. I mean, I think I might do like, instead of 6, I might do like, for the curtains, I'm thinking about doing, instead of 18, maybe do 30, 10, 10, and 10. And just make real thick ones. And just do like when I start the curtain projects, do that. Because I think that would be nice. Because these are nice, and I think it's a nice, and I'm controlling how thick it is. Like these are like probably about 3 inches. And I'm thinking if I use 30 strings, it's gonna be a little thicker than this. So this is gonna work out really well, and then I'll be able to widen things out better, and I can control the thickness. But yeah, I want to make this like a tablecloth where he can just put right in the middle and just make it pretty because it kind of looks yucky right now. And I take this, take that, take this finger, go under, pull it out. Voila. Alright, now comes the fun part. All this prepping stuff is for the birds. I wish I had somebody that can do that, so all I gotta do is this. This is gonna be my base. And then I'm gonna try to do this and like just have one here. I'm gonna try to like put this out like this. Box, I swear. I complain about this every episode. I always say that. I'm taking this and I'm gonna size it up like this, but I'm only gonna sew this here. And then I'm gonna try to like take this and to fill this in here, wrap it under to give it a little bit of life this way. And then I'm gonna try to wrap it under like this way. I'm gonna do a wrap of that. Or just see if I have like, I don't know. This thing is just so aggravating. Maybe if I like start this, I think I'm gonna start these ends like this and go on top of this, and then start going this way with this. I mean, you gotta have a plan before you start this like this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna sew it like this. Or just keep wrapping it around like that. I'm gonna try to do a full wrap around with this. I'm going to take this and these thicker pieces and just start wrapping them around until I get this oblong shape. But I'm going to start to wrap around the thicker pieces, where it's almost like a big piece of carpet. And then I'm going to wrap this around there. It's going to be like almost like a little rug for his table. This is what it's going to be. And then I'm going to take this here, this yarn, and start doing my Alright, there you go. That's good. I mean, I got my whole board there, so. Chong, I'm not doing all the stuff you want me to do. And where's my yarn needle at? What? What do you want? We just went outside, Chong. I'm not going to keep running outside. I'm just not. Not today. Right, I know I just had this yarn. I got stuck in this. There it is. I got stuck in the box. Alright, I'm going to, real quick, make another little hole in this box because it's driving me bad. I wanted to just show you the fun part of this. And there's been so much thunder striking in this house. Alright. This is better. Oh, I just had to make another hole. Look at that. I think Chong is putting me in the loony bin. Alright, I'm still going to do this. Because I'm going to make a long string because I just kind of want to keep sewing. Because I think this might just be better for my cause at this point. Because I need to try to get this done. I got a deadline on this pot holder, and I'm going to start on these curtains soon. Okay. I'm going to take this, just like you would, thread, and really, this is your thread, because it's a yarn threading needle. Right. And then you just got to pull it out like this. Like that. And try not to make it overly thick when you do that. I try to just do one firm one. If you do one nice firm one, you're good. And then I picked a longer piece so I could just kind of try to finish up and get these pieces done. And I'm trying to keep just one thing here, just to get my thing started. Because I don't want to be fighting with this. And I'm just going to keep wrapping this around with the thicker pieces. I'm just going to make a table rug, I guess, at this point. We might as well call it. But it will hold hot plates and everything. And this place, and this one's a little new. Oh, no, it's like that. Alright, we'll just do this. But this will be the innermost piece. And then these, I'm just going to use the purple yarn for this. Because these are just going to be the wraparound. And these will be like the different multicolors right here. And then I'm just going to wrap it here, then wrap it there. And I don't know. We're just going to call this the... I'm going to call this the table rug. Because really this is what it's turning out to be. I probably can make my own rug. I might actually do that, make a rug like this. I could do curtains, I could do a rug with this method. There's a lot of different things you can go with this. Just pull that under. And like I said, I'm just going to keep wrapping. I'm going to wrap the other braid this way until it gets wide enough so I feel it would like at least accommodate a couple things if you were cooking and you needed a hot plate for something, just to set your stuff on. So, and it kind of makes a wider range, so. And I kind of want to do like a different, and with yarning, you could do different designs also. Like I did, decide to put all my colorful things in here and then just have purple coming out like that. And then you have your innermost piece, like where I have the different colors of purple, like the light lavender, and you can make your own pattern. And each piece would be unique. That's what's nice about this. And just pull that under like that. And if you make your braids not super tight, it's easier to when you're doing needlework with this. And you just keep going like that. And this even gives some more dexterity and color because this is lighter than what I'm threading it in. And you can see the lighter ones in between the rows. And I think it gives it a kind of fun look. Because you can tell the lighter tones from the other part of it. And then that in there. And it's really a beautiful stitch, and it's a nice hobby to have. And it's really a beautiful thing to make. You can make beautiful things, and it's fun. It's an activity that really barely doesn't hardly cost money. That's the great thing about it. Keep pulling that under, and it is nice. At least I know when I go to do this again, I might be able to I can make a lot of different kinds of them. There. And just make sure it doesn't overlap and knot on your way down. Pull that like that. I mean, it's very nice, and honestly, it's a nice present, and people seem to like yarn stuff. They really kind of get excited over this kind of stuff. They like to dress up their tables with it. People just enjoy things like this. They enjoy it more than most things because this is something you could do with it. You don't gotta worry about, oh, I gotta buy a sewing machine. I gotta buy this. I gotta buy that. It doesn't. It's very low efficient and costs hardly anything. And like I said, it's a whole family fun thing, especially if you have girls. Little girls would love this kind of thing. It's kind of twist on what your grandma used to make, but made a whole lot simpler. And it's really pretty. And this, I kind of think it could have done better, but it's my first time making this. I'm learning. I just had an idea about braiding my yarn and doing some yarn embroidery, and here we go. It's an art that's it's fun, and it looks like you could just have a new piece every single time. And the next one will probably be a little better. It always is like that when you do things. Let's pull that way. It does have good design. When you wrap it around, it kind of you can't tell the mistakes on the end. So I'm going to start wrapping this way a little and try to hide the mistakes this way. And I think the broader I get this will be the better. I'm going to take these spare robe pieces and try to sew right over this. I'm shaping this as I'm going along. Shaping is very important when you're doing this. So you got to remember it's not already shaped. You control the shape. You control where all of this goes. If I mean, there's really no mistakes in this because you might have to do another braid and sew it in a different angle to cover it up and make it nicer from one way to another. And I kind of messed up a little on the shape, but it's the thought that counts. But next time, I know to shape it better, but I'm trying to like mold it together into something else. Alright, I'm going to take these pieces under here, like these extra pieces, and I'm going to tuck them under, and then I'm going to take this and sew it in together. So I want to get rid of all these ugly frayed pieces, but make use of them. And I figure if I take these and loop them over, you won't even tell these ugly ends. They kind of just match and they just get tucked and sewed in. And then just keep looping this over like this. Because this way it takes up a little space here and fixes it nice. just do a couple stitches this way just to reinforce this. Because you would anyways if you were just doing traditional. And then like these two ends here, I'm just going to cut. Because I just was tucking this under just for filler. And there you go. You can't even tell that ugly end. That ugly end's a little better. And then I'm going to take this one here. I'm start wrapping this over around this way. My needle's here. So I'm just going to start braiding over this way because I don't feel like doing this again with the rethreading. So I'm just going to sew a little down and then sew a little up. Because you're just giving thickness and reinforcing every single time you do this. That's all you're doing. Pulling it out. There. Alright. I'm just gonna sew this up this way. So we're doing good. This is actually a really good idea. Alright, I'm gonna cut this because I only gotta knot this in. And I got this the way I wanted it. I'll leave it like that. It's not like, and it's gonna stay no matter what. You're reinforcing as you're going down, so it really just doesn't matter. You're just re-knotting this in. That's all you're doing. That's why I love yarn. It's just so much fun to work with. So much easier, cheaper, versatile. It's a good fabric to use. Alright, and you can leave this tail here so you know where you started. And then I'm gonna just put this down like this. And we're doing really good progress today. And 3 rows can take a while. But you can keep it more uniform. To me, this is how I understand this knitting business a little better, is through yarn embroidery. So to me, this is a better way, but to someone else, it might be more confusing. But to me, the other way is way more confusing. Okay, let's go here. pull it out. And then I'm just literally doing this and it's making it so pretty. Ugh, glasses always fall down. And see, when I do that, I can like fix that on where it's all kind of going here, like some kind of rug, yarn rug. That's what we're gonna call this, the yarn rug of Tim's table. And I'm just literally sewing it up. Once the hardest part literally is getting the braids together. Once those are together, that's your prep work. This is easy peasy. This is the fun part right here. Is you just get it all nice where you want it. And this is just really coming along. I'm very impressed with myself with this one. Because now I kind of know how I'm going to start my curtains. Because I don't want to mess with a sewing machine. I know some people say it's easy, blah, blah, blah. I really don't want to. I don't feel like me and the sewing machine are friends. So I really just would rather just do this. I'm going to sew this right on top of here. Like this. Because I really don't like this end at all. I think it looks really ugly. And I just want it to kind of all come nice and pretty. And not look so nasty. So to take the nastiness out of this, I'm just going to literally sew it this way. Start going that way with this. You know, maybe he could put a plant on this or something when he's not doing this. When he's, not putting a hot plate or a thing. He said he wants to put it by his in his kitchen to put his pots of pan or if he gets something hot. So I'm trying to make this extend it out and make sure there's not any frayed ends. Because it can be like that sometimes. And then my little and that came loose. Oh shoot. This whole thing came loose. Never mind, hang on. Sometimes that knife comes loose. It happens. I'm going to use this as I'm almost done with this string. There you go. Pull this way. There you go. See? And it's looking really nice. But you're just constantly just wrapping braids around this. Right. Try to fix this little end. There's a whole lot of stuff going on over here. So I'm gonna try to clean this up by getting rid of all this extra string right here. Alright, I'm gonna sew all of this together. because you want to kind of make it so it's has form. When you have this, I'm holding this just like this. And then you take this, pull this out like that, and just keep pulling. And you pull this way. Alright, then pull out this way. Let's see how you're this going here. Okay. I'm I my little needle thing came out again because I had to pull through. So I take off the frayed end right there. Oh my goodness, I got snagged on something. Alright. Alright. Got snagged on this thing. And you're going to take all of these pieces and just cut these. And I'm trying to cut away these anyways. You always just take your loose pieces and cut them because you're going to get them confused. And then I'm going to try to go under here and just try to do a nice little loop because I'm going to try to create an end here and go this way, and I'm going to go up and under like you're just sewing because you're just securing your yarn right here. I'm going to go under here because it's not a braided part. Well, since it's not a braided part, you want to somewhat shape it. Right now I'm just doing shaping over here while I'm just wrapping these. And this is kind of what you want to do. You want to just keep this being shaped. And we're doing good. It's shaping up pretty nice. Alright. Alright, and I'm going to start cutting like this little tiny ends here. Because these look really ugly or unfinished when you gotta kind of clean it up a little. Because that's why I said it got kind of ugly. And it was a big mistake, but you know, when you're sewing around things, you're embroidering out your mistakes. See? Look how nice that looks. Okay, then we'll cut that. See how nicer that looks now. And this is going to go on top of his table so we can put something hot on there. And I think it'll look nice. So, I'm going to put my needle right there. I'm going to do one more row around here. I'm just going to try to keep getting this bigger and bigger. This is our whole goal. It is not bad looking. For what it is, it's not bad. I'm just taking random strings and using them in here. There we go. Like that. And then I put one knot there and one knot here. And I mean, it is looking good. It was looking like a rat chewed it. And now it actually looks nice. Yarn is something you can always fix. It's always easy to fix yarn. It's so easy to fix yarn. And we fixed up these ends here. Even the ones that were yucky and got really all messed up, we still fixed those up. So, what did I want to do? I just want to kind of make this rounded out as much as I can. So we're gonna this one. We'll start over here. I want to kind of extend this out like this. Like I said, just make a gigantic rug. And then I'll hook that around for another one. And then finish a little bit of this tomorrow. What I'm going to do from here, the side to side method, I'm going to do like a circle. And then take another one and another circle. So I'm just going to circle them in. And I think that would be a good method. Right, and then you just sew it right in there. Okay. I'm going to hold where that knot is right there. Because I'll reinforce that knot just by sewing lightly like this and pulling. And the next stroke, you just do the same. And then once you secure it, you can pull it and it's not going to come out. Sewing with yarn. Gotta love it. And it's going to be a nice centerpiece for his table. It really is. And knowing him, he's going to keep this for a couple of years. He always does. He literally keeps this for years. But I was very interested in the Sardinia people. I forgot which exact place it was at because sometimes you get in these YouTube videos and there's a lot of places for a lot of things. But they're just so damn interesting. I mean, it was horrible that they say they were cannibals, but well, because of the ladies' thing, so maybe they were. But I guess it shows you through history that cannibalism has probably been around a long time. And this was in 1911. They were saying that we lived among giants. But I guess they're just real tall people. So, I mean, and there's things we're finding out that that's not taught in school because all history is not taught in school. That's a fact. That's why sometimes you learn something in school, but then when you get to be an adult, you kind of learn something different, but you take the base of what you learned in school. And I've learned about ancient culture, but so there's new ideas coming out with them. All these different ancient cultures. It's always good to feed your brain sometimes. I feel it's good for the soul to listen to stuff. Okay, look at this. Look at how nice this is looking. And this will be really nice to go on somebody's table for a present. I think this is going to be a mighty fine present, honestly. What is this? I think the opposite of this. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't think things are good enough. But every time I make a mistake, I'm cutting it. I'm fixing it up, wrapping things around, and got another idea. This is what it is because you're shaping your own thing. You're making literally your own template. That's how you got to think of yarn. It's your own artistic thing right here. This is your art. You're making this, shaping this, sewing this. Everything about this is you, you know? And I think they're very pretty, and like I said, if you give up smoking, I mean, and you don't have a lot to do in your brain, you feel like you're being driven stir crazy. There's only so much outside activity you can do, and only so much cleaning. This will keep your mind off drinking or smoking or anything. It's a nice little thing to do. And then people really, I don't know, people, like I said, people like yarn, and then you'll have gifts, and then people that are interested in what you're doing because sometimes you can show people stuff and and they still don't want to do it or they still think it's amazing or and I guess what's hard for me, there's some arts and crafts that are hard for me to do. Crocheting is something I'm just not, it's not for me because I'm not at that stage in my life where I could dedicate that much time to doing one activity, I guess you could say. There's only so much time you can dedicate to activities, especially if you work and you got different things going on. So, but it's just something I like to do. But like I said, these people, there was we don't know a lot about them because they didn't apparently, whatever, I think they had records because they said they had statues and things were coming about everywhere. But maybe the people that they were eating, apparently, they say were their food, took their records and their bones and brought them somewhere else. And maybe that's why we can't find these. We just find that one lady's book about them, and that's it. Maybe they didn't want a whole lot. Maybe they just use their knowledge for their own things. I mean, that's a possibility too. And it makes sense. It's very logical. Knowledge is power, and it really is. They might have had a better way of cultivating things or doing certain things. And Native Americans are very intelligent. They're hunters, they're gatherers, they're very good at what they do. So, and they were being terrorized, so maybe they benefited from their knowledge. We don't know. And sometimes, history leaves you wondering. It leaves you at a cliffhanger. That's the great thing about history. History can be very mysterious and wonderful at the same time. And we really don't know the true events because we weren't there, but you just see all the stuff. I mean, something like this, years from now, someone might be like, we might, I don't know, like if it's depending on what they find. I mean, I'm sure that it's not going to be hard to track our civilization. We do keep a lot of records. We keep a lot of records of other people. We try to get people that are, we got archaeologists, we got everything. So I think when our species, if it is to go under, which eventually something's going to evolve, and when it does, I'm sure they'll know we were here and they'll have their own little records. Or maybe evolution will start at its core. That's possible too. And if it starts down at its core again, then we're just talking about a new species coming about. And maybe it might come to like a real catastrophe. Oh, like there's a damn skunk outside now. I'm gonna go ahead and try to clean up this end while I just not to waste this yarn. Chong, leave them alone. Pull this out here. And I'm gonna do this and just try to loop this on the end, just to, because I don't like all these leaf strings. I hate them. I think they look ugly with the whole thing. So I like to tuck them under and stick them there. But yeah, I mean it's looking pretty nice. I just gotta keep getting it wider. So alright, I'm gonna stick my needle in here. And stick it like that. Alright. And it's an hour and a half stream. Look at that. But I guess we're halfway done with this. It should be done by 2 weeks' time. And thank you for listening to me. And I am trying to improve on each stream because I'm not the best sometimes at these kind of things, but I try. So thank you for listening, and I'll probably be working on this project again tomorrow, and have a good day. All right.